Attorney General Bondi faces Senate scrutiny over DOJ leadership. Attorney General Pam Bondi faced sharp questioning from senators on Capitol Hill Tuesday, October 7, 2025, regarding her leadership and the Department of Justice's independence, marking her first testimony since her confirmation. Lawmakers accused Bondi of undermining the rule of law, citing the handling of Jeffrey Epstein files, criticism of judges, and the dropping of criminal investigations into allies of President Trump, including a probe into former border official Tom Homan. Senators Amy Klobuchar and Adam Schiff pressed Bondi on these issues, with some describing her responses as scripted insults and contempt. Bondi defended the dropped Homan investigation, stating a review found no criminal activity. Her appearance follows the department's recent indictment of former FBI Director James Comey, an action critics view as politicizing the department. The hearing also occurred as federal immigration operations continue in cities like Chicago, where Texas National Guard units have deployed despite opposition from Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and a pending lawsuit. Bondi defended the deployment, stating the president would protect citizens if local authorities would not.
She was arrogant and disrespectful. Time will come when her crazy boss is gone and she will beg those people for forgiveness.
Pam Bondi should be charged with obstruction of justice. Remember when the California governor said that Trump was going to send the army to other states a few months ago?
Chicago and the state of Illinois critically needs a new mayor and gov.
No pardon for Bondi when her time comes. Her time will come. Stand up.
Don't call me a liar. Then don't be a liar, Bondi.
How far America has fallen.
She wasn't lying when she said that Trump was the most transparent president ever. We can see right through him and his lies. Pam Bondi has the nerve to say, "Don't call me a liar," when the entire country knows every word out of her mouth is always a lie.
Mark Sanchez faces upgraded felony battery charge after Indianapolis altercation. Former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez faces an upgraded level 5 felony battery charge following an altercation Saturday, October 4th, in downtown Indianapolis where he allegedly attacked a 69-year-old truck driver and was stabbed. Indianapolis officials announced Monday the charge stems from a dispute over a parking space near the Westin Hotel, which prosecutors said resulted in significant injuries to truck driver Perry Toll. Authorities allege Sanchez, appearing intoxicated, confronted Toll, attempted to enter his truck, and shoved him. Toll reportedly used pepper spray and then stabbed Sanchez 2 or 3 times, in self-defense. Sanchez was hospitalized in critical condition before being discharged and arrested. The felony upgrade was made after new details emerged regarding Toll's age and the extent of his injuries, which include a severe facial laceration through his cheek and tongue. Toll has been released from the hospital and has not been charged. A level 5 felony battery charge carries a potential sentence of 1 to 6 years. Sanchez, who reportedly posted a $300 cash bond, told police he has no memory of the event. Toll has also filed a civil lawsuit against Sanchez and Fox Sports.
Severely injure an old man and almost kills him, he gets a $300 bond? Also potentially only get 1 to 6 years? Nah, these light sentencings are getting ridiculous.
The butt fumble is now the second worst decision by Mark Sanchez.
Congratulations to this driver for doing the right thing. His sentence should include rehab for alcohol abuse. This situation was avoidable. Sanchez said he don't remember anything of the event. I'm sure a few years in jail and a civil suit for $50 million or so will refresh his memory.
Weak sauce, bro. Bashing a 69-year-old and you're in your 30s, an ex-pro athlete? Jail time, champ.
Sue him for all his money and send him to jail for the max sentence.
Driver hit the lotto. They'll settle out of court for a few million.
Coward attacking a working elderly.
Trump weighs supplying long-range Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine. U.S. President Donald Trump says he has sort of made a decision on supplying long-range Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine, but seeks clarity on Kyiv's intended use to prevent conflict escalation. The potential transfer follows Ukraine's request for the advanced weapons, which have a range of up to 2,500 kilometers. Trump emphasized the need to understand where the missiles would be sent before finalizing any decision, citing concerns about escalation. Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned that such a move would damage Moscow's relationship with Washington and trigger a dangerous new stage in the war. Tomahawk missiles, capable of precision strikes deep within enemy territory, would significantly exceed the range of Ukraine's current Western-supplied missiles, such as ATACMS and Storm Shadow. Military experts suggest operating these sophisticated systems could require direct U.S. personnel involvement, potentially drawing the United States further into the conflict.
Ukraine is at war. What else can Tomahawk be used it for, Mr. President? Why he worried about weapons? He raining bombs nightly seem as if Putin can just do whatever he wants and Ukraine has to ask permission to fire a bomb. What kind of a fight is this?
Putin's warnings are empty threats and that's it. Who cares what he says anyway?
Russia use Iranian drones to hit every corner of Ukraine, but don't want Ukraine to use USA missiles to hit them. Quite laughable.
Your late Tomahawk and Max Intel are already in Ukraine and Trump gave the green light to use Putin in hideout now. So what? Korea, China also helping them.
Putin the only adult in the room. I remember this Russian back then saying we will never attack Ukraine. What a... Ukraine have the right to free their country from enemies.
Gaza ceasefire. Hostage talks continue amid Israeli protests. Israeli and Hamas representatives are engaged in indirect talks in Egypt, mediated by Egypt and Qatar, to negotiate a Gaza ceasefire and hostage deal, as thousands of Israelis demonstrate in Tel Aviv for an agreement. U.S. President Donald Trump is urging swift progress on the U.S. proposed peace plan, which includes an immediate ceasefire and the release of Israeli hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. Hamas has presented demands for a full Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, a permanent ceasefire, and the release of high-profile Palestinian figures. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has dispatched a team to Cairo but stated the deal is not final and indicated Israel will not agree to a full withdrawal or the Palestinian Authority governing Gaza. Protesters in Tel Aviv, including families of the approximately 48 remaining hostages, support the U.S. initiative and express distrust in Netanyahu's war strategy. Significant disagreements persist, particularly regarding Israel's complete withdrawal and Hamas's disarmament.
Turn Netanyahu over to the ICC for death sentence.
Don't be deceived by the Israelis Zionists. They don't care about the Palestinians but only the hostages. Once hostages release, they will said damn to the Palestinians. You don't see their protest to stop killings of Palestinians and give them their state.
It's a trap from Donald Trump. As soon as the Israeli hostages are released, IDF will continue.
Netanyahu, you can't hide from God's judgment. Regime change in Israel? Nobody wants to hear Netanyahu's speech at the UN. Netanyahu and Trump don't want hostages alive.
Hamas is gambling with the life of the Palestinians.
Israel continues to bomb civilians in Gaza and expects Hamas to release hostages. This peace deal is AF at K-Fest. Would love to see it work but suspect Israel wants to utilize its strong military position to avoid two-state solution. They are trusting Trump the same way Hamas did. Trump will in the end do whatever Netanyahu wants.
Hot air from Trump. Why doesn't he stop supplying bombs to Israel?
Japan's LDP President Takaichi names key officials, proposes cabinet. Sanae Takaichi, President of Japan's ruling Liberal Democratic Party, LDP, announced key party official appointments on October 7, 2025, and proposed cabinet positions. Shunichi Suzuki was named Secretary General. Takayuki Kobayashi will chair the Policy Research Council. Haruko Aramura became General Affairs Committee Chairman, and Keiji Furuya was appointed Election Measures Committee Chairman. These appointments follow Takaichi's election as LDP President on October 4, 2025, making her the first woman to lead the party. Proposals under consideration include appointing former Secretary General Toshimitsu Motegi as Minister of Foreign Affairs and former Defense Minister Minoru Kihara as Chief Cabinet Secretary. Separately, President Takaichi met with senior officials of the new Komeito Party on August 7, 2025, in the National Diet. Takaichi told reporters afterward that discussions covered 3 points, with common ground found on 2, while one issue requires further deliberation. Officials did not disclose specific details of the policy discussions. The meeting highlights ongoing coalition discussions, as the LDP seeks to maintain its partnership with New Komeito after losing its parliamentary majority under Takaichi's predecessor. New Komeito has expressed reservations about Takaichi's conservative ideology.
I laugh at the fact that the predecessor was so bad that no matter who gets the job, it will be a positive evaluation there.
I support President Takaichi. Don't break your body, and keep up the good work. Don't lose to the Ministry of Finance. Go for it, Mr. Takaichi. Kobayashi is 100 times better than Shinro next time, so go for it.
After all, it's not easy to dissolve a coalition, is it? But I will support Mr. Takaichi. This is just the beginning.
Takaichi, you must be tired. Take care of yourself.
Takaichi elected LDP President. Nikkei surges amid coalition talks. Sanae Takaichi's election as Liberal Democratic Party President on October 4, 2025, positions her to become Japan's first female Prime Minister, prompting a surge in the Nikkei stock average and initiating complex coalition negotiations in Tokyo. The Nikkei stock average reached a new intraday record high of 48,668 yen on October 6, closing at 47,950 yen and 88 sen on October 7. A parliamentary vote for her official appointment as Prime Minister is anticipated around October 15, with an extraordinary diet session coordinated for mid-October. Takaichi's administration faces immediate challenges as the LDP and its coalition partner, Komeito, lost their majority in both houses of the Diet in the July 2025 upper house election. This shift necessitates broader cooperation from opposition parties for stable governance. Reports indicate Takaichi met with a Constitutional Democratic Party representative on October 5, while a Democratic Party for the People official met with a Liberal Democratic Party advisor on October 6, suggesting efforts to expand the ruling bloc. Takaichi has acknowledged the need for thorough policy talks to address concerns about a potential coalition government.
If Comey has a problem with the new president, he should quickly leave the coalition.
I think the coalition with Komeito should be scrapped. Why is the Komeito so over the top?
We should keep our distance from the Komeito. Komeito has made Japan crazy. Something Komeito is saying from the top, but you are not players anymore. Pull back, cult party.
I am astonished at the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism of the new Komeito party for belatedly introducing the electric kickboard, which was considered a failure in other developed countries. I don't know what interests led them to introduce it, but I hope this party with no sense of style will be removed from power soon.
The Komeito is offering a rather gratuitous suggestion.
National Democratic Party is better than Komeito.
Protesters marked 2 years since Gaza conflict escalation. Thousands of protesters gathered in Amsterdam and across United Kingdom university campuses on October 7, 2025, marking 2 years since the start of the Israel-Gaza conflict. Demonstrators called for a ceasefire and government action, with an estimated 250,000 participants joining a Red Line protest in Amsterdam. Protesters urged the Dutch government to impose sanctions on Israel, citing €1 billion in arms trade over 2 years. Official figures for direct Dutch arms exports to Israel in 2023 totaled €12.1 million, though broader military cooperation and F-35 fighter jet parts exports remain subjects of debate. The demonstration aimed to influence candidates ahead of national elections later this month, where the Gaza conflict is a key issue for nearly 50% of voters. More than a dozen demonstrations also took place on UK university campuses. Prime Minister Keir Starmer criticized the student protests, calling them un-British and a total loss of empathy, without providing specific examples. Protesters countered that their actions were not anti-Semitic. These events follow a synagogue attack in Manchester on October 2, 2025, which resulted in 2 deaths, and a suspected arson attack on a mosque in Peacehaven on October 4, 2025, both under investigation as hate crimes, contributing to concerns about rising racial tensions in the UK.
Nobel Peace Prize for Francesca Albanese medics and journalists in Gaza.
Proud to be a Dutch guy. Next election, remember which politicians did nothing to stop Netanyahu.
Is it British to support genocide then? Maybe Starmer should go and find the shreds of his humanity, and stop abetting genocide in Gaza. His hands are in Palestinian blood, and he won't wash it off. These students don't have blood on their hands, they just want genocide to end.
I was there, not tens of thousands, but more like 250,000. Was a very good turnout and fantastic atmosphere, despite the bad weather.
Thank you, Amsterdam.
At this pint millions are protesting for Palestine worldwide. The West should listen and give Palestine the freedom it deserves.
Boycott the Israel, PLZ now.
USA should also be sanctioned for all ties for his equal involvement in the genocide and sufferings of Palestine in Gaza and West Bank. For every time ceasefire, USA vetoed to allow the innocent civilians killing by terrorists IDF and IOF. Shame on Israel and USA.
Israeli forces strike Gaza second day as ceasefire talks continue. Israeli forces launched a second day of strikes across the Gaza Strip Sunday, with a large plume of smoke visible after an attack in northern Gaza. The renewed operations follow Saturday's attacks that killed at least 70 Palestinians, including 46 in Gaza City, despite calls from former U.S. President Donald Trump to halt bombing. Attacks continued in areas residents were told to evacuate. Indirect talks between Israel and Hamas are underway in Egypt, focusing on a captive prisoner swap and a potential ceasefire, based on Trump's 20-point Gaza peace plan. The broader conflict began with a Hamas-led assault on Israel on October 7, 2023, which resulted in approximately 1,195 Israeli and foreign national deaths and 251 hostages taken. Israel has reported over 1,150 military casualties since. Trump expressed confidence in a deal, but analysts remain skeptical about the plan's broader implementation, citing a lack of Palestinian input and ambiguous terms beyond the initial exchange. Egypt and Qatar have also been instrumental in mediating between the parties.
Fool are those who believes peace from USA.
They broke it again, not surprised. These people were not raised in the schools of the West and secularism. They were raised in the school of Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Oh heroes of Gaza, despite all the difficult conditions you inflicted on the stinky army, we kiss your feet, you who taught the whole world courage and patience.
Stop saying it's war but rather a genocide.
How come all these Middle East experts never actually live in the Middle East? I wish we were here with you, your brother from Yemen. They were men and became mountains.